Hello there and good evening. It's a Saturday, and when it's a Saturday, you just know the Conversation Professor has got something amazing for you in matters cars. Now, in today's episode of the Car Diary, we are going to do an up-close and a candid review of the 2012 Suzuki Swift. But before we get there, today's episode is sponsored by Stancam Motors, where quality meets affordability. At Stancam Motors, you come walking and you live driving. You can find Stancam Motors along Kangundo Road next to Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, opposite the steel structure plant. And remember to follow us across all our social media platforms at Younib Media TV on Facebook and YouTube, and at Younib_TV on Instagram. You can as well follow the automobile mogul at Alfonsoh Albakwekwe on Facebook and at _Albakwekwe on Instagram. Now, with that said, I want us to go and see the car that we are reviewing today. Twende kazi. So this is the car we have today, and this is the basic version of the Suzuki Swift. There is an upgraded version which comes with specifically meant for sports. So I want us to start with the anterior profile of this car and we see how it looks. Now, the first thing you are going to notice at the anterior profile of this car is the slanting headlights, which gives it a pretty nice look. We have this one right here and the other one on the other side. So this gives this car a beautiful look, and it makes it look more sporty. Another thing that we have on the grills is the Suzuki logo. So when you see this car, you are going to actually be in a position to understand that this car is manufactured by Suzuki. Another thing that we also have is we have the grill right here and another one here, which is what enhances the air cooling system in the carburetor of this car. Yeah, so that is what we have at the anterior profile. And before we move to the side profile, I also want us to look at the core of this car and see what the engine has to offer. Come, I show you something. Now, when we come to the engine of this car, it comes with it is a 1.5 liter engine. That means it comes with a 1500 cc displacement. So that is pretty good for such a small car. And we shall also test and see how it sounds. Sindio? Yeah, so I want us now to head to the side profile and see what it has to offer as well. Now, when we come to the side profile, the first thing you are going to notice is that it has a side mirror, but unfortunately this one does not come with the indicator lights. Instead, the indicator lights are placed right here on the fenders, both on this side and on the other side. So it has been replaced. Instead of coming with the side mirror indicators, it has the side indicators placed on the front fenders. Another thing that we have on the side profile, when we come to the tires, you will notice that it comes with alloy rims and not steel rims, but some other versions of the Suzuki Swift still comes with the steel rims covered in the plastics, you know, but this specific one that we have here comes with the 15-inch alloy rims, which is pretty amazing. Speaking on the same, I want us to look at what we call the ground clearance, and we did explain what ground clearance is in those previous episodes. You can check them on YouTube. Now when we look at the ground clearance of this car, it comes with a ground clearance of around 5.7 inches, which is below the recommended standard for the Kenyan roads because of the nature of bumps that we have on the Kenyan roads. Some of them are small hills in the name of bumps. So Kenha, you need to do something. That said, another thing that you are going to notice on the side profile, we have the minimalist doorknobs on the doors, and these ones are so small, especially for those people with extra large fingers, so itakuwa tricky kidogo kwao. They may use 2 fingers to open the car. Also, we have this highly defined character line, which I believe you have noticed since we started. It is an available feature in nearly all the cars, so that also gives this car a pretty good ambience and makes it a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious car. Now I want us to go to the rear profile and see what it has to offer as well. Let's do this, guys. So when we come to the rear profile, the first thing you are going to notice is the brake lights, which are slanting as well, and I think that was inspired by the anterior brake light, anterior lights, sorry, not brake lights, which are sliding as well. So when you look at this and you look at the ones on the anterior profile, that is a beautiful synchrony for this car. Another thing that we also have on the rear profile of this car is the Suzuki logo right here at the center, and the Swift badge which we have on this other end. Also noticeable is this brake light right here upper juu, which is also an amazing feature to have in this amazing car. Lastly, we have the wiper for just ensuring that your rear window is clean all the times when you are driving this car. Yeah, so we are going on a short commercial break, and when we come back, we take you to the interior and see what it has to offer as well. Don't go away, because the best is yet to come. You are watching the Car Diary with the Conversation Professor Alfonsoh Albakwekwe. Yes, we are back from the short commercial break, and as I promised that when we come back from the break we are going to do an in-depth review of the interior profile, na saizi tuko hapa ndani and twende kazi. So when you get inside this car, the seats of this car are actually inspired by the bucket seats. Like unaweza ona nikiingia hapa zinanishikilia fiti, you understand? So that is a pretty good feature. Like ukika hapa inakushikilia mzuri. The comfort is pretty amazing. Another thing that I love about the interior of this car is that it comes with a sophisticated color scheme. It comes with the black color synchronized with some silver color zenye zinapita pita huku ndani, and that gives it a very beautiful ambience ukiingia hapa ndani. Now I want us to shift focus and look at what the dashboard offers. Twende kazi. Now when we look at the steering wheel, the first thing you are noticing right here is the Suzuki logo, and I told you this one will always be dominant in all the cars. They will always brand their logo on the steering wheel. Another thing about the steering wheel that is amazing that you are going to notice, we talked about it, is the sophisticated color scheme that is synchronized with the black. We talked about those silver colors, and you can see that on the steering wheel, which is pretty good, gives this car a very nice look. Another thing that I want us to look about, wacha to turn on gari, we see is this section right here, where you have your revolutions per minute gauge, the fuel gauge, and the speedometer. So when you turn it on, we can see we have a screen right here which displays very critical information. Inakuonyesha hapa gari yako imekula mileage inatoshana aje. I can see also it displays the temperature of the car. Right now it is at 16 degrees Celsius, which is not bad, but in case usikie temperature ni noma, kuna climate control tutaingia hapo, we see what it has to offer as well. Now hapa we have the revolutions per minute gauge. So hii inakuonyeshanga tu typically gari yako inaenda at how many revolutions per minute depending on the speed that you are driving at. We have the fuel gauge right here, na huku mwisho we have the speedometer, and this Suzuki Swift comes with a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour, which is a pretty nice feature for this car, and I love that. Now to shift focus kidogo, tukuje hapa at the center of the dashboard, and what we have here is the infotainment system. So when we look at the infotainment system of this car, it doesn't come with the touch screen as other cars do, but there is something I love about it. I want you to take a look at what is happening here. We have the colors changing, which I think will give this car a very nice ambience, especially when you are driving kukiwa na giza kiasi, ina change colors. So that is pretty nice feature. And then wacha tusikie sound ya hii gari inakaaje. Sounds good, pretty nice. So the infotainment system generally it is good. Ukisikia hata sauti yenye inatoa, it is very nice, cool, na umesikia rumba hapo kidogo venye inaleta iko sawa kabisa. So you have the aux input mode right here. Hii ni ya kusongesha to the next track. We have the volume button, and if you can as well pick calls with this car. I think should be for your CD, ya eject CD. You see what happens right there. So you have different options for entertainment. Unaweza cheza na aux ama ucheze CD as well, which is just good. Tusonge hapa chini kwa climate control. Now we have explained these ones before, but let us just go through them very fast. We have this AC button which turns on the air conditioner. Wacha tufinye tuone. So the air conditioner is on. Now you can increase the temperature na upunguze, sawa, with this one. So this side utakuwa unapunguza temperature, and this side itakuwa inaongeza temperature. We also have fan control, linear fan. So ukipress ndani ina turn on fan, and ukipeleka hii side inapunguza the revolution ya fan speed. Ukipeleka hii side inaongeza revolution ya fan. I want you to take a keen look on what happens, and kama inaweza shika hiyo sauti you will also listen. So sahi fan iko chini na tukiongeza unasikia hiyo sauti, very nice. So unaweza kuwa na temperature control mzuri sana ukiwa na hii gari. Now you can also have the automatic temperature mode, ile yenye gari itakuwa inajiposition kwa temperature poa wakati una drive hii gari, and you can as well turn on that na hii button. So una cruise na automatic temperature control. So wacha tuizime for now. Yeah, so tusonge hapa chini tukuje kwa the gear lever. It also gives you good color scheme, iko synchronized pia na hiyo black and silver color, which is very very amazing. Now let me show you something here. We have the power output. Hii inakuja na 12 volts, inatoa 12 volts, so you can charge your phone or your device if you have any as you drive this car. Let us now look at the legroom space that we have in this car. It comes with sufficient legroom and space for the driver, for the co-driver as well. And if you find the legroom space not sufficient enough for you, you always have the option of retracting the seats. So hii inaweza songa nyuma to enhance the legroom space. Unaweza ona sasa it's sufficient enough for somebody who is tall. Na kama we ni mfupi, you can as well retract it ikuje mbele ndio iku accommodate pia, as you can see. So legroom for the front passengers, that is the driver and the co-driver, is sufficient enough. Now I want us to jump to the back and see what the legroom at the back looks like. But before we go there, let us talk about the storage compartments. Unfortunately, this car comes with just one cup holder na malimekwa. Personally hainibambi, it's not good for it to be here. Personally I don't like it being here, but that is their preference. Yeah, when we come to the rear seats, the legroom and space not quite sufficient for somebody who is tall. Itakuwa quite uncomfortable for long drive for mtu mrefu, especially if the driver is tall na mtu wa nyuma pia ni mrefu, because as you can see it's not sufficient enough. So it could be comfortable when mtu amekaa hapa, driver ni mfupi, so amesongesha hii yake mbele, but generally it comes with the small legroom for mtu anakaa huku nyuma. Now ukiangalia hii gari na nje, you will notice that ikienda huku nyuma inaenda ikikuwa fupi, but ukiwa huku ndani the headroom is sufficient enough. I believe mnaona hii headroom yenye iko hapa, it is sufficient. So hii gari sikudanganye na nje ni ndogo, mtu anakaa nyuma hizi kuwa na sufficient headroom, sawa sawa. Now let us look at the boot space and see what it has to offer as well. Surprise! So this is how the boot space of this car looks like, and it is very very small, like unaweza ona hapa, and if we remove the cover you see what you have left. It is very small. So hii si gari ya kuenda kubeba mirau shago ama mahindi, you know, but the boot space bado unaweza iongeza ukitoa hii cover ya hapa. But now the disadvantage of this is that huku chini it is usually a storage compartment for tools, like the extra tire utaipata tu hapa and many other things. So the boot space for this car is very very small, not recommended for kubeba vitu kubwa kubwa. If you are using this car, ukitaka kutumia hii gari, make sure hiyo siku hauna mzigo unabeba. Another thing that you can always do to enhance your boot space, which is kawaida in these cars, you can always retract hizi seats za nyuma kuongeza boot space. Let us see how that will look like if we retract it. Yeah, so if you retract it bado unapata boot space imeongezeka kidogo lakini si sana, and that is not bad, but still it has a very small boot space. Like watu 46 kama mimi hatuwezi ingia hapa. Hii inabeba tu mtu mmoja kama mimi, unaona? Yeah, just one person. So that is what it has to offer. Now before we wrap up the show, I want us to talk to one of the staffs right here at Stancam Motors. I believe she is the marketing manager, so that she can tell us the price of this unit, and we can also chat a little bit about automobiles. So let's go and meet them today. So guys, as I had earlier mentioned, that we are going to have somebody from Stancam Motors to let us know more about the car we did review today. She's here, and karibu sana.
Asante.
Now tell my viewers who you are, what you do at Stancam before we proceed.
My name is Nyambura Waweru, and I'm the head of sales and marketing at Stancam Motors.
Brilliant. So guys, she's the head of sales at Stancam Motors. Now today we were doing a review of the 2012 Suzuki Swift. What do you love about the car we have today?
What I love about the car, it's the fuel consumption. It's okay. It's the fuel consumption is low.
Okay.
I love the color. It's a pearl white, and I love the interior. It's a dark interior.
Nice. Now also mali kuna kitu kizuri lazima tukue na kitu kibaya. So maybe one thing you don't like about the Suzuki Swift that we did review today?
One thing I don't like about the Swift,
yes,
it's not like a family car. It's not that big to fit in like a family.
Ni gari ya watu stingy.
Yes.
Very nice. Now the reason we have you here today is I want you to let my viewers know maybe what is the price for that unit at Stancam.
The price of that unit is 670,000, but the price is slightly negotiable upon viewing.
Guys, that is a very amazing deal. At 670,000 you can actually acquire the unit that we are reviewing today, and the best of it all is that it is not a fixed price. It is actually negotiable. Guys, you can now come at Stancam and acquire your Suzuki Swift. Now Waweru, maybe somebody is seated watching us right now, and he or she is wondering, why should I consider going to Stancam Motors to acquire my car? Like, what is so unique about Stancam Motors? Like, what is somebody coming to get here that they may not get in any other showroom out there?
What is so unique about Stancam Motors is we deal with slightly Kenyan used vehicles, which are mechanically fit.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so guys, that is a guarantee that if you come at Stancam Motors, gari utachukua hapa, it is in a perfect condition. Slightly used, the mileage hazikuangi juu sana. I believe you saw what we had there. It is less than 100,000 kilometer, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And that is something amazing. So Waweru, I have a question. Do you guys give cars on loans?
Yes, we have financing options. We work with financial institutions. The interest rates are 2.5% per month.
Yeah.
Yes. Financing takes 24 to 72 hours.
Is it only available to civil servants, or even people from the private sector can acquire vehicles on loans at Stancam?
It's available to every person. What we do not finance is people who are listed on CRP or people who have pending loans in other financial institutions.
What are the requirements that you guys need?
The requirements are 6 months M-Pesa statement, good 6 months M-Pesa statement, bank statement, KRA PIN, and 35% deposit of the amount.
Okay, that sounds good, guys. I believe those are very friendly options that you have that you can actually use to come and acquire your unit at Stancam Motors. So thank you so much, Nyambura. You said you are Nyambura Waweru?
Waweru, yes.
Thank you so much for having us at Stancam, and thank you so much for letting my viewers know the reasons they should come at Stancam. And tunashukuru sana for having us, and thank you also for gracing the show. Yeah, so guys, this has been the Car Diary with the Conversation Professor Alfonsoh Albakwekwe himself. See you next Saturday, same time, same place. Bye bye.